Friends, good evening everybody. Today is 22nd August. Just 1 month back, more than little 1 month back, that is 5th June, world have celebrated World Environmental Day. In 2020, 5th June, World Environmental Day, it was organized in Colombia. In 2019, it was celebrated in China. As you all know, every year World Environmental Day is celebrated on 5th June to spread the awareness, to encourage people to take action and to protect the environment. The current theme of Global Environmental Day or World Environmental Day is air pollution. World Environmental Day is promoted by the United Nations, and for 2019, China being the host country, World Environmental Day is also known as Environment Day, Eco Day. The first Environment Day is celebrated 1974, and it is widely celebrated in over more than 100 countries. It is the People's Day to do something to take care of Earth and the environment. This is very important to know the ways to protect the environment. We, the citizen of our nation, of our earth, are endowed with certain rights, powers, and obligations. Which demand we act to preserve and protect the future humanity as well as the earth's other animal and biological life. Based on so much scientific evidence, we recognize that our global climate is rapidly warming and becoming increasingly unstable due to human caused atmospheric carbon pollution, primarily at this time from burning fossil fuels. We also recognize that in spite of 35 years of credible scientific warnings, global warming is still rising and it is now dangerous level. We have already seen global warming is impacting the weather, like record-breaking floods, hurricanes, and wildfires. We have witnessed the worst in countries, droughts, dust storm, and high temperature. We have experienced alternating unseasonably cold than warm winters, extreme storms, bomb cyclones, rain bombs where weeks or months worth of rain falls in few hours or a few days. With our own eyes, we see that something very abnormal is happening to the previous stability of our normal weather and seasonal patterns. We recognize that if we do not immediately and rapidly reduce our global fossil fuel burning behaviors before additional global warming tipping point are crossed, the destabilization of our global climate will continue at even faster rates, causing, among other things, unprecedented crop failures and unthinkable mass starvation. Our brightest climate scientists have determined that if we do not meet or come very close to the 2025 global fossil fuel reduction target, we will face a massive extinction event where as much as 70 to 90% of humanity will die in as little as the next 30 to 50 years. Unsurprisingly, escalating global warming will not only affect humanity survival possibilities, it also presents an equally grave and ever increasing extinction threat to animal and other biological species as well. Friends, our largest global problems are conventional war and regional conflicts, water pollution, water loss and other pollution, increasing potential for pandemics and other global health crises, that what we are actually observing, the COVID-19 situation, what is going on, and really we do not know many more to come. Increasing drought, flood and wildfires, we are losing lot of natural resources, and because of that poverty and instability, there are few other things that is happening. It's a basically cascade effect. Increasing desertification and deforestation, and because of that, food and other resources depletion, loss of biodiversity, overpopulation, ocean microflora fish stock depletion, and rising the sea level. That is one of the things that is happening. So, it is very important for us to understand the impact of air pollution, and we individual is having so much responsibility, as well as our policy has to be in such a way framed that immediate pollution can be checked and it should be brought down to the control level. This is very much required for our survival. I am talking about the entire biodiversity, not only human existence, the other animal, plants, everybody's life is in stake. If the entire bioequilibrium concept, what is in nature, it is prevailing, it has been destroyed, this has to be restored. To do that, every nation has a responsibility to reduce their carbon emission and make scientific use of different technology to mitigate the food crisis and other various approaches to make how to get clear drinking water, what is the potable water, use of other natural resources, so that the humanity can be restored. Friends, we as a company, I am speaking on behalf of Genesis Technologies, what contribution we are doing to support, to encounter the global warming. As I have told you, there are various ways and various approaches one can provide in order to solve those issues. Even this is a small contribution if somebody is making to do that, that has to be recognized. As I have told you, it is very difficult for anybody or any individual or any company to do many things together, but certainly you can select certain areas where you can put your expertise to give a solution out of it, so that it can be used for various aspects. As I have told you, Genesis Technology, it's a technology based company. We are into simulation and modeling on climate change research and studies. We have developed various simulation models, and those simulation model can be used for various research organization. I will explain that what are those technologies, how those technologies are contributing and helping in simulation and modeling to develop various varieties, various adaptive varieties which are required for your future need, and those varieties, those sustainable varieties can be stored as a germplasm, so that this can be used when any such catastrophic effect can be seen. Imagine a situation, I'm just coming back, what is those simulation models? As I have told you, simulation models are nothing but it's basically a system where on the basis of prediction you try to enrich this particular environment with certain parameters what you are thinking. Let's imagine a situation, if you feel because of global warming the temperature level and CO2 level is increasing, your ozone level is increasing. Now the question is, global warming is happening. If you take the 100 years data, the temperature level is increasing, your CO2 level is increasing, your ozone level is increasing. Now in this atmosphere, the crops which are growing today in certain environment, if because of global warming, if CO2 level is increased, let's say your current CO2 level is in between 380 ppm to 400 ppm. Now, in this particular conditions, most of the agricultural crops that are growing, imagine a hypothetical situation, your CO2 level suddenly up by 50 ppm, maybe 450 ppm to 500 ppm. The kind of crops what you are growing, the varieties what you are growing in between 380 ppm to 400 ppm, those crops will not be able to give or not able to sustain if you are creating a atmosphere of 400 above 400 to 500 ppm. There will be certain changes in terms of your photosynthesis, flowering, biomass development and many other issues. There will be, if you are having the biological background, you will understand that the impact of CO2 in the atmosphere has got enormous effect. Now the question is, you are not able to, if suddenly your CO2 level is increased by 400 ppm or 450 ppm, now you need also the production of crops and other varieties so that there should not be any kind of food crisis. Now if you do not have a germplasm which are capable to grow in certain kind of atmosphere from where you get your food, vegetables, everything, there will be a food crisis. So we develop a system where you create a stimulated environment where you want to expose those crops or plants into higher CO2 level, that is you call it elevated CO2 level or elevated temperature level, elevated ozone level or few other gas what you feel that is going to be part of the global warming. So those kind of system we develop, and scientists they grow, breeders they grow those crops and develop a new variety and the germplasm. And it is very, very important to develop such kind of models for the production of germplasm for the future need. So Genesis technology, what we are doing it, our main objective, main focus area is to give those technologies to the various research institutes across India and abroad. We have developed 8 technologies and it is our indigenous technical know-how, and we have been giving those technologies various research institutes in India that includes DST, CSIR, ICR, International Research Organization, independent research organization run by trust, Dr. M.A. Swaminathan Research Foundation, the international research organization like ICRISAT, central universities, the agricultural universities run by state or run by central, the institute like universities like JNU, IITs, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Council, CSIR, DST Department of Science and Technology. So those are the agricultural universities where we develop a system where many scientists can come from various fields. It can be from the plant physiology, biochemistry, biotechnology, genetics, microbiology, because any kind of simulation chamber, it's a multidisciplinary system, like where scientists or researchers from different fields can come together to carry out their experiment. Now, hypothetically imagine a situation, if you are developing a simulation chamber, you are growing certain kind of crops. The crops are growing from seedling. It goes to different stages to flowering, then seed, the maturity, various other things. Now, the question is, a plant physiologist can study the physiological behavioral pattern, the physiological aspect of the plant, including the chlorophyll estimation, the leaf area, the flowering, the morphological studies, many things they can do it. But a biotechnologist can also have got role to understand how, because of elevated CO2, how the biochemical aspects are changing, any genetical modifications are happening, flowering pattern is changing. There are many things, stomatal intakes, how the stomata structure, if you expose plants with more CO2 level, there must be something with the stomata structural changes that can see. There are many aspects, genetical aspects. Also can have important role to play because of the carbon flux, because when you are exposing that particular simulated environment, that CO2 is coming down to the soil, because when it is exposed to environment, if certain moisture level, CO2 converted into bicarbonate, it comes to soil, it enrich the carbonate and other part into the soil. So because of excessive CO2 level, your carbon concentration in soil also is changing, and because of that, whatever microflora, bacteria, fungus and other organism, either it is nitrogen fixing or symbiotic or non-symbiotic organism, what is growing inside the soil, the microbial dynamics also is going to be changed. So there are a few other aspects also want to see. So it's basically a collective approach to see how the plants are responding in various conditions, and those kind of experiment can be conducted 3, 4, 5 years or 10 years, so that you can have better variety developed. So what we have, what we can provide, as I have told you, 8 technologies what we have. The first technology is open top chamber technology. The second technology is phase technology, that free air CO2 enrichment technology. The third technology is free air CO2 and temperature enrichment technology. Fourth is phase fate and ozone, or you can have only free air CO2 enrichment technology, ozone enrichment technology, temperature enrichment technology. The fourth technology is temperature gradient tunnel. The fifth is controlled greenhouse. We have also worked on a technology where you are reducing the CO2 level below ambient level, below 380 ppm CO2 level. We are working on algae, azolla, we also provide aerophonic and hydrophonic system, rainout shelters, walk-in plant growth chambers in a controlled atmosphere. We also provide elongated tunnel for screening of different seed varieties. So last, I will try to present couple of presentation which should not exceed a very lengthy way. I will try to explain each and every technology each day. In World Environmental Day, there will be a series of 7 or 8 lectures of covering each technologies and their merits and demerits, so that whoever is interested can understand those technologies. And I believe those technologies are very important technologies which are in operation in various research institutes, as I have told you. Genesis Technology is a company is dedicated to work on various issues on climate change research, and we are only focusing on very restricted few models. Those are very complicated models. It looks apparently very simple system, but it has got the hardware part, software part, system development part, system designing, control, automation, instrumentation, and those systems should be workable for the scientist, not for 1 hour or 2 hours. It should work 24/7 at least for 4-5 years. That kind of support system we need to develop it, that kind of logic system, data logging, controlling, data storage, various issues that can be incorporated in the system, and the kind of control system we provide that should be reliable, and that data should be used for interpretation, for publications of papers and other things. In 2007, Genesis Technology was established. Now 2020 now, how many? Close to 13 years we have developed close to small, big projects, close to 70 projects across India, and those institutes are very, very renowned research institute in India, and we have been working with many more institutes. Just to name a few, as I have told you, the India's oldest rice research institute, that is Central Rice Research Institute, Kotak. Now you call it National Rice Research Institute, Kotak, OUT, IRI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Dr. M. S. Swaminathan Research Foundation, Hyderabad University, International Research Institute like ICRISAT, JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Kharagpur IIT, ICAR Patna, ICAR Jalandhar, Indian Council of Agriculture Research Jalandhar, Gujarat University, that is University of Gujarat, Assam Agricultural University, Jorhat, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, TNU, that is Coimbatore. So you name any institute across India, we have developed. Even in Bangalore, IIHR, Indian Institute of Horticulture Research. So till date, all the projects what we have done, it is all in a working condition, and we hope in my next presentation I will try to cover up each technology each day, maybe 15-20 minutes covering each technology. That will be beneficial for the student, the researcher, maybe for the scientist, whoever is interested, they can go through my talk. And once again, thank you very much for hearing me out. And again, let me tell you, those are very theoretical concept, and that has been converted to a model, and those models are workable model. And this is our interesting part, is our own technology, and we are constantly improving those technology, how to make it more simple, user friendly. The instrumentation, data logging, and other fewer aspect we are taking into consideration, so that like new technologies that we are incorporating in each system, so that it becomes very easy to operate and it can be functional. So we have also done various projects for Bhava Atomic Research Center, that is BRC, for different control chamber. I will explain during my next presentation and all. So this World Environmental Day, as I have told you, any individual or any company, you cannot work in many dimensions. You can definitely take a few issues and you can give little contribution, whatever understanding knowledge you have, to save the Mother Earth. That is what the whole objective of the whole issue. In life, again, I personally believe whatever you do at the end of the day, it should be meaningful. Meaningful in that sense, you do science, no science is bad or no science is good. Each science, if you take 200, 300 years a history of science, starting from all discovery, it is all meant for the human development. It is for the human mankind to save the nature, to save the climate, to save the entire biodiversity. So our objective should be clear, and whichever way we can contribute. And I have not found in 5th June, even though we have celebrated globally the World Environmental Day, but unfortunately in India, because of the lockdown, there is nothing much has been done. There are so much, that's pandemic issue, COVID-19 issue, we all are scared. And it is needless to say that whatever things are happening, the global pandemic or whatever you say, it is not spontaneous or natural selection. It is all cascade effect of, we have been torturing this Mother Earth for last 300, 400 years. Since the industrial revolution, industry coming into the picture, urbanization, there are many things, industrialization, which all impact. If you took the nuclear power, nuclear energy, global warming, it is all, it's basically a cascade effect. All whatever accumulated, you have done it, it's a done it, this is the result. Because this world as I have told you, I believe this is a very, very fine thin line. This is all in an equilibrium concept. If you see the whatever microflora, human activities, plants, trees, animal, everybody is living in this world, and each creation is having their meaningful share in this earth. The way human feel that they have also equal share, but when you try to dominate and destabilize this equilibrium, and there will be a cascade effect. We need to understand the equilibrium concept and respect the other side to avoid all kind of things what is happening. Otherwise there will be bad days, definitely it's going to come. It is not my understanding, my strong understanding being as a biologist, what I can understand it, if you keep on torturing the mother earth, and we as a human being trying to take control over the whole thing, it's not a good sign. We have the responsibility to cater that the other side is also taken care. Not theoretically, it should be properly implemented. Thank you very much once again for hearing me out, and I will come back to you with my 7 or 8 lectures in this month end. Possibly I'll take a slot and I'll try to do something out of it. Thank you very much. It's not a prepared lecture because I generally do not keep any kind of records on my speech, what I speak. We also write a lot of newsletter on various issues. This is what I am speaking from my mind. There must be some mistake, some English construction here and there, sentence construction you might find. It is not good or bad, it is up to you to decide it. And a lot of energy that goes into preparation, the thematic area, what do you want to speak, what do you want to convey, and we really do not have that much time to do that. But whatever understanding I have, probably I can speak hours together to discuss those issues, and probably it is easier to understand the common scientific or non-scientific people, like no, rather than using very scientific hard terminology. So I don't like to make it more complicated. I want to make it as simple as possible, so that my message should reach to the lowest order. That is what I feel personally. Again, thank you very much for hearing me out. Thank you once again.